Last week I said I was going to make a thing where I could pierce stuff
Hmm?
like this,
Yeah.
and
Right,
I
right.
did get it. I did get it made. I did this with that machine. And let me move my camera and let you show it. And
Mm.
get it back here. And there it is, right there. I hope you can see this thing. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, what it
Cool.
is, got a Dremel here, and then I got a platform that you can raise up and down. If you look here, it's on a thread. And I can turn this thread to raise the Dremel up and down. It's got a thing here where I can pull this pin out, and it's got a split coupling, and I can just do this if I wanted to, raise it up and down manually. It's a little
Like
bit
a quick
tight.
release.
And so then the reason I got all this stuff here is that it had a tendency to want to twist. And I had to, this thing here has got, it's got two spacers in it, and one of them is it's got a set screw to keep these two things from going back and forth. And then I got this clamp here to clamp this against this backboard to also prevent the twist. So that pretty much stabilizes it. This is all Baltic birch plywood. And then here, got a, let's see, here we go. There's a clamp right there. I drilled a hole in this to accommodate the Dremel, and then hello, come on, there we go. I split the sides to give it some flex, and then put this clamp on there, and that squeezes that Dremel in there.
Nice.
Like that, okay? Okay, and then down here, I found some miter slots that I had left over, and then I had this rotary thing, and I was able to hook it to some T-slots, and it just slides back and forth now.
There you go.
So when I can put like this thing here,
Look like a laser rotary.
Yeah.
this, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. There we go. Now let me place the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. There, like that. So I can, right here's the bit. So I can go down and pierce this. Then I can rotate it this way, and with this thing I can move it at this time, so I can just do it like this. See?
Oh, cool.
So
Can you also lock your piece in place?
no,
Okay, thanks.
no.
It should be easy enough. It should be easy enough with a clamp. But
Yeah,
that's a
well,
really-
yeah, all you can do, or what you can do is just, I've got some Velcro that you can wrap around it, but then these rollers still roll. So you'd have to
Right.
find something, you'd have to be able to lock the rollers in place, these rollers in place.
Where'd you get the rollers? Did you make the rollers?
No. This is a rotary that I have for my laser. You can put
Okay.
the laser does the same thing. You know, if you pretend that this is a laser, this
Right.
will rotate, and that's how I got the pattern on, is through with a laser. So, but this is a kind of a practice piece that I got until I can learn how to use this thing. And anyway,
moving
I
the
got
piece around the bit would be, I mean, a lot less fatiguing than trying to hold the Dremel and do that, I think.
yes. Well, and also it gives you a real straight down cut.
Right.
Such that if you're real deep, if you're real thick, if you're not, if you're trying to do it by hand, and you can't really do a straight down cut. It's either going to show this way, or it's going to go that way, or whatever,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And so that gives it a straight down cut. And
Cool.
so anyway, I'm gonna practice some more with this one before I tackled that other one I showed you last week. But I'm gonna do some more practicing, and I did a little bit of graving and a little bit of carving right here. But anyway, that's. I said I'd show it when I made it, and now I have. So,
No,
anybody got any
thanks, Dewey.
questions or-
That's a great project. I
Really
wasn't
cool.
thinking that way at all.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It took I took one day stumbling around trying to figure out how to do it. I had drawings, of course, like I said, projects don't always end up the way the drawings are. And so
Yep.
I used part of the drawings, and then and for the first day, and then the second day, I was able to go ahead and get it mostly put together. And then the last couple of days was just trying to get the kinks worked out. And so anyway, it works pretty good. I've got a little, just a 1/8 inch router bit on it right now. And then so far as cleaning up these edges, I've got a special way of doing that. It's called a narrow ruler with sandpaper attached to it.
Yep, I've been using popsicle sticks with sandpaper on them.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yep.
But anyway,
Sanding sticks, we call them.
what's that? I'm sorry.
Sanding sticks, we call them.
Yeah, right. But anyway, well, see, I could measure how much sandpaper I used with this ruler. So anyway, but that's a joke. But anyway, it does a pretty good job of straightening out these deals, because I'm not good enough to get a real good straight cut yet, because it kind of wanders around. So once I try not to get too close to these lines, and then once I get finished cutting out the bulk, I'll come back in with some 60 grit sandpaper and start sanding it down.
I think your piece does a pretty nice job of detail.
yes,
Your tool does a pretty good job.